Hello, beautiful sisters. This is Suzette Winona Summers, your empowerment coach, your guide on this journey. And as you can see, I'm wearing a flower crown today. I went out with my daughter and got her some earrings. I saw this crown and I was like, oh, I have to have that. It makes me feel like a goddess. So I'm getting to wear it today, and maybe I'll wear it tomorrow. Who knows? It's part of that whatever makes me feel magical, whatever makes me feel like, hey, let my inner child come out and play. Let my wild woman claim her right to wear what she wants to wear. But I'm on here today, and I came on because someone recently asked me if this group was specifically for women who've had toxic marriages, and I said absolutely not. And the reason being is because although a lot of us are drawn to this group because we may have just recently gotten out of a toxic marriage or had a toxic marriage or relationship, a lot of times we're drawn to those situations. Hi, Jennifer. Good to see you. Because I'm talking about, I was just saying how I'm wearing this flower crown I found today because it makes me feel magical and it's fun. But I'm also on here, thank you. I'm also on here and I really want to discuss, someone recently asked me if this group was strictly for women who recently got out of toxic marriages. And while a lot of us are here because we've had toxic marriages, this group is definitely not just for women who've gotten out of toxic marriages, because oftentimes our relationships, our patterns of toxic relationships have started when we were really young. We got into a power dynamic with maybe caregivers or siblings or, different people in our family or teachers or whatever it is. And we adopted a role to play in those relationships. And as we got older, when we were younger, that role served us in certain ways, perhaps because they kept us safe or we didn't know of another way of interacting. But over time, they developed patterns, and we found that we were doing the same things in an effort to gain love or acceptance or whatever, but it's not serving us anymore. So what I wanted to say is, with those past toxic relationships, and I can give you an example from my own life. Hi, Gloria. Good to see you. I'm talking about, someone recently asked me if this group was strictly for women who got out of toxic marriages, and that it is not specifically just for that. Hey, Gloria. I like that little hand wave. That's cool. No, and I'm saying that this group is for toxic relationships, anyone who's experienced a toxic relationship, because a lot of times our patterns from childhood follow us. Oftentimes relationships with parents or siblings or teachers or whatever it is have formed the way that we interact. We've gotten into a certain pattern that served us for a while, and now we are realizing, hey, that doesn't serve me anymore. And I want to share something about my own personal life. It was really interesting. It was a few months ago, and I was talking to my mom on the phone. And my mom, I love her. I honor her. Oh, bless her. Part of the reason I'm doing this work that I'm doing is because my mom has a great heart, but she has never stepped into her power. She has never claimed her power. She's incredibly insecure, fearful, and in my 20s, I traveled across the country for a couple of years. I backpacked into Hawaii. She was, oh my gosh, she was so worried and nervous and anxiety driven. I would call her, and I can understand that as a mom. I can understand where there's some of that, but at the same time, part of it was I needed to get away from her because that relationship was a bit suffocating. And my mom, again, like I said, I love her and she's good, but I felt like she was attempting, as I look back, and I knew something was off when I was younger, but I felt like in an effort to keep me close to her, she would try to disempower me. And it wouldn't be like always really clear. It would just be like she would respond to me like if something happened and I was trying to be open with her and talk to her, and what I was really looking for was, oh, you can do this. I believe in you. Let's figure this out. Instead, she would say, oh, Sue, what are you going to do? Putting me into this place of victimhood. And I remember in my 20s at one point when she did that, it was like something clicked in my head and I was like, I am not getting into this power dynamic. And I said, I need to get off the phone. I'll talk to you later. And I hung up. And recently, Gloria said she was putting her fears onto me, and she was. And I think, and that's part of the reason I'm so passionate about empowering women, because a lot of times a lot of times we have children, but we are so powerful in helping. What I posted today in that meme about, letting our own light shine. And when we let our own light shine, we empower others to do the same. As women, we affect the women around us. We affect our children, both our female children and our male children. The way we carry ourselves, the way we speak to ourselves, what the behavior that we tolerate or don't tolerate, that affects the whole vibration of the planet. It's so important hi Veronica, good to see you. I'm glad you're here. I'm talking about I'm talking about a lot of things. I'm talking about the fact that this is not simply a group just for women who have had toxic marriages, but women who have experienced toxic relationships, because oftentimes our patterns form in childhood, and as we get older, we carry those patterns on with us. And I'm giving an example of my relationship with my mom. And, it's interesting because as I become more aware of the relationship and the power dynamics, and I become more empowered and knowing who I am, I can approach the situation a different way, and I can have compassion for my mom and hold her in my heart, and also establish boundaries with her, because she doesn't mean harm, but it's interesting how our relationships with our moms can undermine our confidence if they're not empowering. And I know she doesn't do it on purpose. She's doing it out of her own inability to own her own power. And that's why I'm so passionate about this work, because I feel like once we as women take the step and choose to thank you, Veronica. She says, I'm listening and absorbing. Love the wreath. Thank you. Yes, it's my goddess wreath. It makes me feel like a goddess. I love it. I found it today and I was like, I am going to wear that because I feel like it makes me, it makes me feel, like a goddess. Yeah. Do you all do that? Do you wear certain things because it's fun and it makes you feel like a goddess? It taps into my, inner child and my sacred wild goddess who just wants to I don't care. I want I want to love life. So anyway, let me get back to what I was talking about. Oh, thank you, Jennifer. She said you are a goddess. You are too. I see your light. Thank you. So with my mom, I love her, and at the same time I have to establish boundaries. Recently, it was a couple months ago, I was talking to her, and I'm not great about mailing things all the time, and I had a present for my brother for Christmas and I hadn't mailed it yet, and I was telling her about it. I'm like, maybe I can just put it, bring it to the UPS and have them do it. And I started laughing, and she said, "That's not very nice of you." And I said, "What?" I was really confused. And she said, "For you to laugh at your brother like that." And I said, "I'm not laughing at my brother. I'm laughing at me." And she went out and she spun out on some rant that did not make any sense. And I was like, wow, this is wild. And I saw that, Gloria said, as a mom, it's hard not to let that fear for your child rule you. Yes, I have make myself let go and let my kids go and try things, especially since I had such a bad traumatic life. Now they're 18 and 19. I tell them even if they're afraid of failing, they have to keep taking those scary steps. Yes, I love that, Gloria. That is so important and so powerful, to encourage and empower our children to take risks, make mistakes, and it's also, and so important, to do it ourselves, because we are examples, and as we shine our light, we are giving our children permission to shine theirs. We are encouraging them to take risks as we take risks, because they watch us. They watch us take risks that are scary. And I tell my kids, I'm like, yeah, this is scary, but I'm doing it, and they learn from that, and they gain empowerment from that. And I understand that fear. I with kids, I have 5 children of my own. So watching them sometimes, and I have to trust in Creator and, talk to them as best that I can. Sometimes they're not always receptive. And, it's whew. As mamas, we have powerful magic and powerful gifts to give. But we need to own our power first so we can be good examples. Yes, 5 children. And I birthed them all at home with midwives. Yeah. And I felt like I had to do it that way because I didn't want a doctor to be in control of my birth. My birthing. I just couldn't handle that. I had midwives. So, I was definitely held, there was space held for me, and I had people that were knowledgeable, but yeah. Anyway, with my mom, that happened. And when she said that to me, I was like, I had to get off the phone with her because she was really spinning out, and I needed space because I did not want to engage with her. So I took space from my mom at that point. I was like, I have to get off the phone. And she's, "Oh, you always have to get off the phone." And I was like, yep, I do, because I'm not going to accept that abuse. I'm not going to accept her throwing. One of the things she said, I said, well, I'm not going to get into all of it, but she said some pretty hurtful things. And I was like, wow, I'm going to create space right now. And I got off the phone with her. And I have a teenage daughter, and, she was in a mood and she was throwing stuff at me, and I was like, oh my God, I'm a horrible person. I was feeling that. And I was like, no, we're not going there. What's the truth? And the truth is that I have a good heart. I have good intentions, and people take things the way they want to take them. It's not about me. It's about them. And I sat with everything that was happening with my mom. Especially, with my teenage daughter, it's a lot easier because I remember being a teenager, and it's like, okay, she's, she knows it's safe to express herself to me, and I can handle that. With my mom, it's a different level because I'm like, no matter how old I am, I still am looking for validation from her on some level. But I got still with myself, and I was like, what's going on here? And the fact is, my mom is insecure, and she wants me still to be more dependent on her, and she resents the fact that I have fun. There was, right before that happened, I posted a picture of me dancing on Facebook, and I was laughing, and she posted something, "I'm glad you're having fun," and I was like, oh, like, I mean, to the normal observer, you'd think, oh, that's so nice of your mom to say that. To me, I was like, uh-oh, like, she sees me having fun, and there's some resentment going on, because, like I said, she's insecure and afraid, and, oh, I'm gonna have to take my son to work in a minute, and she feels like when I'm having fun, she is, hold on, babe, I'll be right there. When I'm having fun, she is not, she feels lacking in some way, and there's some guilt and resentment, and this idea of like, I wish I could be doing what she's doing. Why is she getting all the fun? And I love her, and I know that, and I can relate. I remember when I was in a dark place, with my marriage and that type of thing, and feeling like, well, why can't I be happy? Why can't I be enjoying life? Why are they laughing and having fun and I'm having to deal with all this? Will I ever be happy? Have you ever experienced that? I know I've experienced that. And it's a hard place to be. So I can hold my mom, and I can have compassion for her. And it really, really makes me sad, because she's 80, and I don't know if she's going to find the ability to ever experience that type of freedom and joy in this life. And that's sad to me. And that's and I'm coming back to that. That's why I'm so passionate about this work. That's why I want to see you women rise with me. I want to see you claim your power back and enjoy life. We have this one beautiful life, and we get to step into it and have fun. And I'm sorry, I'm missing people. It's easy to put the blame on yourself, yeah, and hard to see your parents in a true light. That's true. I used to say depression is literally no fun. Yes, it's no fun. That's true. Yeah, Virginia, that's so true. So I am so passionate about this work, because I want to see us all rise, and I want to see us embrace our power and our sacred wild selves and step into that light and shine, because as we shine, we are giving permission to other women, the women around us, to shine. We're giving permission to the men to shine, to open up to their femininity, because we all have the balance of masculine and feminine, and when we own our power and show the power of the feminine, men are going to be able to see that too. So as we rise, as we shine our light, we are giving the world the permission to shine their light. I want to see you rise, sisters. I want to see you embrace this. We are powerful. We are worthy. And, yeah, so if you are really want to get out of that funky place, if you want to step out of that fear and that anxiety and that sense of no fun, if you want to really truly embrace your feminine spirit and your divine feminine, please private message me. We'll chat. We'll discuss some options, ideas. Oh, I just want so much for all of you to step into your power. When we do, we're going to create a shift on this planet like is unbelievable. I'm so glad you're with me. I'm grateful. Yes, Virginia said rise. Yes, joy. It unburdens them as much as us. That's true. It is so true. Hi, Christina. Thank you all. Hi, Gloria. Thank you all. Jennifer, Virginia, Veronica, Gloria. I'm trying to see who else is on here. Erin. Blessings, all of you. Thank you for being on here. I appreciate it. I'll talk with you soon. Honor your goddess.